hold on, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to our second SimCity Twitch broadcast. I'm here today with Team Tuna. We got balance designer Chris Schmidt.
Hey everybody.
And we have balance designer Ross Treyz.
Hey, hello.
Today we're going to show you one of the Academy cities, one of the new specializations in the SimCity Cities of Tomorrow expansion pack. So we'll get to that in a second, but I just want to remind everybody, if you have any questions, tweet them out to the hashtag SimCityTwitch. Put them into the chat page on the Twitch channel, and we'll have a special guest later answering some questions. But in the meantime, without further ado, let's start building.
All right, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Academy, which is one of the new specializations in the SimCity Cities of Tomorrow expansion pack. The Academy is a wonderful place of the future where Sims will go to research new technologies and power them using the magic of ControlNet.
It's not magic, it's technology, Russ.
That's true, I'm sorry, you're right. It's the magic of technology.
Look, it's true that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, but still, like, let's keep it realistic here.
All right, so the thing about the Academy, too, is that it's powered by these researchers who go to work there. And the Academy will accept all wealth levels of Sims. However, the high wealth Sims will generate more ControlNet per Sim than than the other two wealth categories. And that's because you have to be willing to pay the big bucks for the high wealth Sims, and they're a little bit more well trained to operate the ControlNet facilities.
That was a lot. So Russ, I think that just so that we're not, spending all of our time just sort of looking around at specific features, why don't you try and build one of the elite mega towers? Let's see if you can get one of those done before the end of this broadcast.
Is that a challenge, I hear?
I think we can call it that.
Ooh,
sure.
A challenge. Why don't we do a 30-minute challenge? Ross, do you think you can do that?
I think I can do it.
I don't know.
All right, so I'm going to build, I will build one of these mega towers. And as you can see, there's 3 different ways to start your mega tower: a residential level or apartment level, a mall level, or an office level. I'm going to start out with the residential level or the apartment level, because I want to get more high wealth Sims into my Academy.
Yeah, let's just bulldoze all those low wealth Sims and
those poor people.
Let's move in some high wealth people. We need them for our Academy, damn it.
Yeah. Get out of the way. Yeah, make way for the future. As you can see, we're playing in sandbox mode, so there's this finished construction.
No cheating.
No cheating, Ross. Come on.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it build naturally. And as you can see, as we place buildings of the future, buildings around them will start to futurize, and you'll get these new versions of the regular RCI buildings as the Sims adapt to the future. And you can actually see that the road futurizes as well. You see in the future we'll have
pointless lights moving up and down to direct traffic. It'll be awesome.
Yes. So something else that's kind of cool about mega towers is that they each come with this kind of central entrance here to the mega tower, but you can also connect to the sides of the road. You can connect these road stubs. Oh, this one's not going to want to do it, but let's see. Maybe I'm too close to the intersections here. If I mess with it for a little bit, I can get it to go.
Don't worry about it too much. With all the traffic improvements, it shouldn't be too big of a deal until we really get the mega tower going.
Yeah. So in the meantime, let's check out. Okay, we're good on power. Maybe use some more water.
So I have a question about the mega tower. So you're building a residential base, you said, to get more people in there. What other kind of bases can you build? Like, what's some other cool stuff that the mega tower does?
Well, okay, so the three key points about a mega tower are that they have the highest population of any building in the game. And so they're going to just have massive populations compared to the regular residential, commercial, and industrial. But that's not the only good thing about them. They're actually a whole new way to play. Because mega towers can have millions of different combinations of levels that you can make with them, they can be their own self-sustaining environments where Sims work, live, and play in the same mega tower where they live. And there can be education levels, and there can be power levels. Then furthermore, you're building into the sky. So instead of building outwards, you're going to build upwards, and you're going to have be able to create different combinations in your city as you build towards the sky.
I know you're never going to get any of those other combinations in unless you bump up the speed a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's move to cheetah speed here. There we go. Now we're cooking.
All right. As much as I don't want to lose the bet, I don't want them to just sit and watch it slowly grow.
All right. So in the meantime, too, we're gonna build another mega tower. Oh, here we're done with this one. Let's get a high wealth apartment level.
Nice.
So in the meantime, too, we're gonna build a mall level over here to support all these new Sims that we're bringing into our residential. And you can see everything as soon as I place this as soon as I place the base, everything around it starts to futurize.
Now, something that's kind of cool about the way that the variety of these levels work is also there's at the end when you finish building it, there will be a crown, which is just a sort of a topper that does something awesome for your city, but it also helps augment your actual mega tower. So if you specialize in mega tower in commercial and office levels, so you got people shopping and working there. There's a level there that'll boost your income. There's levels that act as parks to help keep the towers happy if you've got a lot of residences in there. And there's a few other specializations if you want to go in and show them some of the other levels, some of the service levels.
Sure. Yeah. So you can build, like I said, you can build power, education, waste reduction.
Waste reduction is particularly cool because it also converts some of your sewage into drinking water. Not that I would personally want to be drinking any of the water that comes out of it, but yeah, it's nice because it helps keep your city going without having to increase too much of your infrastructure.
Well, the Academy guarantees that recycled water is more healthy than regular water.
Yeah, the Academy guarantees a lot of things.
So you can also build a park level, a skybridge station, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in a minute, and a safety level, which will come when we talk about Omega Co.
Yes.
Which looks like maybe next week, right?
Yep. Next week I'll be taking over driving, and I'll be building up an Omega Co city, and polluting the heck. Actually converting and polluting the heck out of my neighbors. It'll be a fun time.
Oh,
I hope that's not you, Ross.
It's gonna be Ross.
I think
it's
it
gonna
will
be Ross.
Poor Ross.
That's okay.
Look, I never said I was a nice neighbor.
That's okay. The Academy has technology that will even take care of pollution.
So we have a question from Twitter here. Mega towers come with central entrances, but can you also build entrances connected to a road around it?
I'm not sure. I completely.
It does have the two side roads that will allow you to connect it to the road. If you're asking if we can connect the mega towers to say an upper level, there isn't an upper level you can connect to, although there is a skybridge level which will allow you to connect your mega towers to other mega towers more directly, which allows you to do some pretty neat stuff.
Cool. So it looks like there's some options for people to make sure that you get them. So I hear there's some cool research in the Academy too.
Oh yeah, well, so that's one of the main things about the Academy is its research.
It promises to make your life better.
Yeah, and so there's a slew of new things that you can research here and then place in your city. New transportation options, new sewage and water options, new power options. There's just a whole bunch of stuff.
Ooh. Why don't we ask the people watching what they want to see you put down?
Sure, yeah.
So we have a fusion power plant. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
How about that or the sky bridge?
Okay.
So which one do you guys want to see? The fusion power plant or the sky bridge? Let us know and we'll come back in a second and build that.
Yeah, so while we're waiting for the answer to that question, there's some cool stuff that we can see around here now that it's starting to really futurize. Like you can see that there's a lot of new RCI buildings here that just have some really awesome art. Like you got everything from sort of a Star Trek style direction all the way over to more of a like Judge Dredd style direction. Like a lot of sort of more brutal buildings for the low wealth and a lot of really sleek high tech buildings for the high wealth. Like there's a lot of really cool variety that you can get, especially if you start doing mixed cities like Omega Co and Academy.
Omega Academy.
It lets you sort of meld the two together, and you have sort of this dystopian corner of your city, and over here, and you've got your utopian style city over here.
Very cool. So, looking at the Twitch chat, Skybridge is the clear winner.
All right, cool. I'm going to start getting that going right away.
Awesome.
Let's see. Yep, just go right here, start construction.
So while I was doing that, something to keep in mind also is that we are playing in sandbox mode, so all of the research is unlocked. But most of the things that you'll encounter pretty much all the things that you encounter in an Academy city require the control net in various different degrees. The lower level things like the maglev, which is good for transporting higher and medium wealth sims. It's basically public transportation for your high and medium wealth sims. That each one of those stations requires a little bit of Skynet in order to keep it going. The various different services that you'll get on the tops of the buildings will require you to have the infrastructure in place to support them. Some of them, like the drone levels, require Omega Co as an alternative, but in general, most of the research will have to do with Academy.
Yeah, so just a little bit more on Mega Towers. They actually play differently than, even though they have the same kind of residences, offices, and malls, they play very differently in the sense that the apartment levels, they actually they don't go abandoned. They have a population capacity, and if you're doing well, your population will increase. But if you're not meeting the demands of your citizens, they will move out. And each citizen provides you with a certain amount of income. And if your income is less than your expenses, then you will actually turn a loss from your apartment levels. Mall levels take an average of the number of shoppers per hour and use that to calculate their income, and again are matched by expenses. And so if you're not getting enough shoppers in there, you will actually be taking a loss. And I have a feeling that all the Sims that are coming from this mega tower are having trouble packing into this other shopping level. So adding this skybridge will actually improve my sales at my mall levels. And so I'm getting ready to get this going on. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, and there we go. Got a new skybridge.
Nice.
If you zoom in on the skybridge, you can see that there are actually sort of futuristic people transporters moving people across the skybridge. It's all sort of based on a lot of the sort of real world technology for public transportation of the future, sort of more personalized vehicles transporting between the various different buildings. In addition to that, if you go into the power and water layer, you'll be able to see that they also will carry power and water, so you can have a sky tower somewhat in isolation if you wanted to. There's some other neat stuff you can do just as far as sectioning off your city using these things as a bridge between areas.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, skybridges function just like any other road. In fact, if you try and force too many Sims to go across them, they will get traffic just like any other bridge. So.
So I know that one of the pre-order bonuses is the launch arcology.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. The launch arcology is a fun monument.
Sort of an homage to SimCity 2000.
Yep.
As you can, as fans of SimCity 2000 will probably recognize the shape and name.
Should I put it down?
I think you should put it down.
All right, let's put it down. I'm gonna put it right over here.
So the launch arcology is a really cool new landmark that lets you sort of send Sims on a space adventure. They'll come into your city and load up into the arcology. You're not getting a really good shot. Come on, let's get past the sky towers.
There we go.
There we go. So basically, as this thing when this thing fills up with colonists, you'll be able to send it off into space on its own little space adventure. There's a couple different ways to fill it up, but however you get it there, it'll be fun to watch it launch in a little while.
Do you think we can launch it before the end of the broadcast for us?
All right, I don't know. Let's get some more tourists in here.
Yeah, come on,
I think you should try to do it. I think we should launch this before the end.
All right, I'm gonna put down the Empire State Building because I'm from New York, and that'll get some more.
I see Chris shaking her head.
I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
I want the Sears Tower, but yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna put down a train station to get more tourists in here. Let's see. Maybe this guy too.
Oh, look at that.
Gotta be careful. You're gonna end up with some traffic problems here.
Yeah, definitely gonna end up with some traffic problems there.
Might be a good opportunity to use some maglev.
Oh, it's
that
police station.
You gonna bulldoze it? Is that tempted?
How many? There's only 5 criminals in there. Let's get them out of there.
I'm sure that your population will be fine.
Yeah, nothing could go wrong.
Nothing can go wrong.
All right. So let's have a look at while this thing is sort of loading up. Let's have a look around a little bit. Let's see.
So I know that a lot of people also wanted to see the fusion power plant.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe we can show that off.
What are you using for power right now? Is it coal, oil?
Yeah, even though I'm living in the future, my Academy City hasn't quite adapted. We still got a dirty little corner over here.
And you're still burning your garbage?
Yeah.
That's shameful.
But I actually have the fusion power plant right over here, but it's not running. So maybe I'll get this going and then.
Wait. So how does this work? You gotta ignite it?
Yeah, well, so in order to meet the threshold for fusion reaction, you need to supply a lot of power in order to get it going.
I see.
And so there's kind of this chicken and egg scenario with, especially with the dirty power options.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the technology for this game, we tried to keep it near future, things that are being looked at or things that are sort of plausible. So this is based off of the actual efforts that are being made towards fusion power, where you have to put in a large amount of energy, and they actually just recently figured out a way of getting it close to equal in terms of the amount of energy they're getting out is getting in. So within a few years, it'd probably be a reality.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna start this bad boy up.
Do it.
And you can see that it's sort of sucking the power out of your entire city as it brings itself to come online.
Hey, it worked. First go. All right.
Woo! Power.
We're never gonna need this
Now
again.
you're playing with power.
Yes, never.
All right.
Until you run out of control.
Exactly.
Whatever. That could never happen.
Yes.
So,
Academy, so full of promises.
So we have a question here for you guys. So, can you have a city with only mega towers?
Yes, you can. It's a little bit difficult to create because you need to there's unlocks on first of all on the mega towers that you need to have a city kind of established in order to build them, and then once you do, if you run into any problems and all your citizens move out, it's really hard. It can be really hard to get them back going because it's kind of a circular.
And additionally, in order for you to be able to sort of keep and maintain the towers, you're gonna, the towers still need fire services, they still need health services, they still need police services. So you need to have, you can contain all of those things within mega towers, but they do need outside support. So some of the service levels require control net in order to keep in operation. The Omega Co. will need to provide you with the drones if you don't want to have outside fire and other sort of safety services. So they can't really stand alone in isolation. But if your neighbors are doing those things, you can totally do it within one city. Yeah.
So we have about, let's see here, we have about 11 minutes left with our challenge. How are you doing on finishing that mega tower?
I'm ready to build the crown.
What?
I think. Oh no, almost. I'm building a park level. Oh.
Okay.
Very close.
So when you get ready to build that crown, why don't we poll the people watching and seeing what crown they want to have you build?
Man, am I still? What's the deal with that? Oh, wait, whoa, hey, oh, it looks like I need to add a reactor here to my. So I'm gonna add the advanced reactor to my fusion power, and it's gonna just blow out how much power I have. Look.
Whoa!
Yeah. So this thing is very expensive to run, but in theory, you could run an entire region worth of power off of this one power plant.
That's impressive.
Depending on the size of the region.
It's taking so long here. Here we go. There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I neglected to observe that my oil power plant was actually supplying me with more power than the base fusion power plant would.
I mean, it was fully upgraded.
Yes.
Cool.
How are we good? How are we doing on your space colonists?
Oh, we're getting there.
We'll keep an eye on it. It looks like we're ready for that crown.
Yep.
All right. So what are our crown options here? Why don't we let the people watching decide which one they want to see? So we got it. Go ahead. Why don't you tell us what we got?
All right, well, so we have an air scrubber crown, which will actually eliminate air pollution surrounding the tower and create rain clouds from the air pollution. Then we have the Gen 5 solar power crown, which is basically like a power plant. It's a clean power plant. And then there's the elite tourism crown, which functions much like a casino would, except at the top of your mega tower.
Yeah, it's a massive stage. Yeah, no one's going to fall off of that.
Yeah. Nothing could go wrong.
It's the future. You don't need handrails.
Then we have the advertising crown, which is it gives a boost to your mall and office levels in your mega tower, and can be used. Yeah, it gives you a financial boost. And then there's a park crown, which functions just like a park, and your citizens can go there and get happy.
All right. So people watching, what should we build? Let us know. Looks like hologram looks like it's in the lead right now. That and tourism.
So something that's also kind of neat about these crowns is that the more of them that you have of a given type, the greater of a bonus that they give, and that's in the entire region. So if your neighbor is also building mega towers, they work together to provide you with a combined bonus, to sort of just boosting your whole region's productivity.
So it looks like. Here, let me look here real quick. So it looks like hologram is the one that won.
All right.
Why don't we go with that? Well, you're making good time, Ross. Wasn't sure if you'd be able to complete your challenge. But you got 8 minutes left, and
so I thought he was gonna be cheating on us.
Please, I'm a pro.
No cheating.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just checking out how much control net I'm generating here. Yep. I'm gonna put down some more green technologies here.
Yeah, get rid of those heavy polluting.
I mean, you
garbage.
are building an academy city. They do like their green and make everything look nice. And no pollution.
Yep. Now we can just atomize our trash, make it so that it's just.
It turns
broken
trash
down.
into atoms. And then we're also going to put down, let's see, there's this guy. He's over here. Oh.
Yes. Let's make them drink their recycled sewage.
Hey,
Hey, it's
man.
clean though.
Future technology is sometimes disgusting. I just gotta say.
It's like in Waterworld where Kevin Costner was drinking his.
Let's forget about that.
Yeah, let's forget about
Let's just burn that from our mind.
Very cool. So it looks like we got the sewage all going in there to your sewage sanitizer.
Yep.
Nice.
So I mean, this thing's really one of the actually really cool gameplay benefits of this thing is that because it's just recycling the sewage and the sewage isn't going back into the ground. It's just keeping it's keeping water in your system rather than having to pump it back up after you dump it into the ground. So you can you can run your city on a lot fewer pumps. Like you'll need a few pumps in order to get the water into the system, but you don't need as many pumps in order to keep your city working.
So I know a lot of the academy buildings require control net to actually function. Can we see the data layer that kind of shows off the control net that's being sent out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So those kind of like radial blips, or is the control net kind of going through the city?
Yeah, and so what's actually happening here is that I've now placed more buildings that are using ControlNet than I'm generating. So what I did was I placed a ControlNet facility, which is kind of like an extension of the academy, because you can only have one academy in your city. These ControlNet facilities will allow you to generate more ControlNet and you can place them throughout your city. And so I'm gonna quickly soon here get more high wealth workers working in here and be able to supply my kind of fringe technology with more workers.
Also,
with
you can go in and edit it and add some additional little pylons that they'll do things like convert your garbage into ControlNet and other fun little boosts that you can get as you upgrade your main building. You'll be able to get additional pylons to put onto your sort of outside transmission towers.
So why don't we look at that mega tower crown?
Yeah, let's have a look at it. It looks like it's all
with the hologram. Look at that. Why don't you zoom in? Let us see a little bit more about that. Nice.
That's a terrible view.
Yeah.
Yeah, tilt up and let's look down on it, alright?
Alright.
There you go. That's much
Very
better.
cool. Nice. Fancy. Very cool.
Even says fancy right on it.
I know, that's exactly what I was.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the Academy, they're very explicit in their advertising. They want you to know when something is fancy and when it's not.
In the future, it must all be neon.
Exactly.
Just watch Blade Runner.
Yeah. Well, next time when you're building your Omega Coast city, we'll see some of the normal mega towers, which kind of look like the top of that mega tower, but all throughout. So
Yeah, they're a little bit more blocky, a little bit more brutal looking buildings, and they are just coated in neon. It's fantastic.
Nice. Well, it looks like we're you completed your challenge, Ross. So let's congratulate him. That's a nice effort from Ross there. Nice. Oh, golf clap going. That was very good. So now, we do have time for one of our special guests to come in and answer some questions, about the expansion pack that we're showing off right now. So why don't we bring him in a minute or so, and then answer some of your questions.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. And looks like our special guest is arriving.
Let me surround my spots.
Out of the way.
Come on.
So welcome, Mr. Jason Aber, the lead producer on the Cities of Tomorrow expansion.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Cool. So why don't we go ahead and ask some questions about the expansion that we're seeing right now. Remember, you can send them into the hashtag SimCity Twitch or just type them straight into the chat page. We already have some questions earlier, so I'm going to bring those up, and we'll just go straight from here. So let me see. Do you know the max population of a mega tower?
Well, just like low wealth, medium wealth, and high wealth have different populations, or sorry, different densities within the city. Within a normal city, the different mega towers have levels of different density as well. So the highest population you get is in a Wealth 1 standard mega tower, which has, 1,200 people per level. So a fully built mega tower could have 9,600 Sims in it. So almost 10,000 Sims within the game. And those are true Sims that live in your mega towers. So.
Wow. So we had another question from our Twitch chat, and they were asking, I can't really determine what's the plot size of the mega tower. How much bigger is it compared to a high school? Can it be compared with a base nuclear power plant, or is it smaller?
I think it's about the size. You guys probably can see this better than I can. About the size of
It's about 4 times the size of a density a Wealth 1 density 3 residential building.
What's that comparable to in terms of other buildings in the game? It's not. It's about. What about like an expo center size? Almost.
Yeah, it's smaller than a stadium. I think it's a little bit smaller than the expo hall. I mean, we can do a size comparison for you here. It's about half the size of a stadium in terms of area. It'll fit nicely within. It'll fit nicely within the grid spacing that the guides will give you.
But in terms of population, it's going to have a fully residential mega tower going to have a much higher population than a fully than 4 density 3 buildings that have the same footprint. So it gives you a lot more Sims in your city.
Cool. So another question is, can you show off the futurization data layer? Some people are interested in seeing this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, so I don't know if you guys explained it earlier, but the way that futurization works in the game is every time you take a building from the City of Tomorrow expansion pack and place it in the city, I'll create a right to this futurization data map. And here you can see the map, and anything that's within the futurization area and within that blue area will futurize and become the future equivalent of whatever building it is. And you'll see future vehicles coming out of your police stations, and you'll see new buildings appear and things like that. And one of the reasons we did this is we want to make sure players sort of have the option to futurize or not futurize. So just because you're buying the expansion pack doesn't mean that you'll only ever build future cities. You can still go back and just play the base game and not put down any future content and just play the original SimCity style. And then as soon as you add in future content, you'll start to see it futurize. So you can even have like a future district in your game and things like that. And so while there is a data map there showing you where the futurization is, it doesn't really have any game effect. It's more just to help you figure out how much your city's futurized. We found that players actually really want to be able to do that. Of course, they want to be able to futurize their whole city. So
Cool. So one of our other questions here from Twitter is, why would you need a solar farm on your tower when you can produce thousands of megawatts?
From the
mega tower. So, because we were showing off the fusion power plant earlier, which gives you tons and tons of power. So they're saying, why would you need to put a crown on top of your mega tower for solar power?
Well, I think in this case you probably wouldn't need to put one, but there's other cases where you may not have researched the fusion reactor, or you may not.
What if I want to use that space for something else?
Yeah, you want to use it. It also takes a lot of control net, and it's really expensive to run. So those are sort of choices you can make in the game, and it's like, why would you put a nuclear reactor versus a coal power plant?
Let's also not forget that the crowns do provide a cumulative bonus the more of them you have. So if you're using your crowns for solar power, I mean, you can build 8 mega towers in the city. So if you use some of those for your power and your neighbor's using some of them for power, together you're going to be providing a lot of power. And the mega towers are also really power hungry buildings. So they you can get the power directly where it needs to go. You can use the power coming from that directly along the Skybridge Pass in order to get the power where it's needed immediately.
I mean, it's really about choice here. It's up to you how you want to play the game. So
cool. So we have another question from Twitter, and they're asking, can only a megaco produce drones?
So yes, you need an Omegaco factory to produce drones, and actually we'll see more about that next week when Chris is playing But you'll actually need to, initially they're just producing Omega to spread throughout the city, but eventually as you upgrade your Omega Co HQ, you'll get the ability to create drones.
So basically, you can, if you have, you can build drones in a city that does have the academy.
You can, yeah, but you'll need to.
But you'll need Omega Co.
You need an Omega Co factory with the drone module on it. So you'll probably, the way that I typically do that is I'll play like another city that's my Omega Co city, and I'll play it until I unlock the drone upgrade. To my HQ, and then I'll just put down like one Omega Co factory with a couple of drone modules, and that's usually enough to feed my my safety levels.
Cool. So another one person here says they want to see the maglev station. Can we take a look at that?
Sure, yeah. Let me just look at my control now. Okay, good. I'm good on control now. No, I don't. Seriously, if you disrupt my control net, like I'm just now recovering from running out of control net. You know?
Poor Ross.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful in an academy.
Can you actually near an avenue so you can show the station how the station adapts to the road that it's on? Any avenues?
Because of all the traffic
There's one right
fixes.
there. You can use the entrance road, I think, maybe.
No, I can't. You can't plop it on there. Anyway, yeah. Ooh, look, maglev. All right. So let's go from right outside my mega tower. We're gonna go to my academy.
Ooh, very smart.
So what's cool is they snap to the road, and actually the width of the building that you're putting down of the station will adapt to the road type. That's what it's kind of going to show you is like, so if it's on a street, it'll be thinner, and then if you put it on an avenue, it'll actually widen automatically and just sort of adjust. And then once you put it down, you can draw your maglev track between the stations, and it hopefully projects it on the road. And what's cool here is actually you don't have to stay on the roads. I know Ross is seen on the roads here. You can go off the roads, and as came out with update 8 now, we have this what we're calling 3D zoning, and this is the fact that the buildings will actually develop right up to the bottom of the maglev track. So you can put it over that building right there if you want. Amazing! You can go over buildings. So,
Nice.
Actually, going over these two buildings.
yeah. But this gives you just a way to pack more density into your city. So.
Very cool. And then once you connect that, why don't we zoom in and kind of see some of that action going on. Maglev.
All right, I want to make this a full loop.
Wow, look at you, Ross. Got your Sims in mind, trying to make
He's
their
a pro,
commute,
everybody.
trying to make their commute better.
Well, most of the rich people.
The people that can afford it.
Yeah.
It's being snarky.
Oh, snarky.
Your bees.
Yeah, why are you being snarky, Ross?
All right.
You should just bulldoze that building.
Yeah.
Nice. There we go. Cool.
Oh, never mind that.
What'd you do, Ross?
It's funny. I remind me there was like a fire near Park like a year ago.
Nice.
There you go. There's your maglev.
Nice. There it is. Going across your city. It reminds me of going to Disney World when I was a kid and riding the monorail.
That's not powered by magnets.
It is not. No. Yeah. Disney needs to step it up. Very cool.
All I've got is the Simpsons monorail song going through my head.
Another good one. So that launch ecology, Ross. Were you able to?
Did you put that in the city?
Yeah.
I think I saw you put it down. Let's see how it's doing. I love the long-term ecology.
Oh,
Whoa!
okay.
Nice.
Ready
All right.
to go.
Before we launch that, I mean, it looks like we're almost out of time. So before we leave our broadcast, why don't we say our goodbyes, and then we'll end launching the ecology. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for taking the time to watch us in our second broadcast as we build our Academy City. Our Mega Coast City will be next week. Chris will be building that out, and he'll be sending lots of pollution and other nasty things over.
It's going to be fantastic.
Over to Ross's city. Nice. So, definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sending your questions in. And we'll see you again soon. But why don't we end with this launch arcology?
All right, here we go.
It'll take a second to pair.
You're gonna get a lot of money off of that, though. You get your launch payout.
Yeah, that's true. So each person that is in the launch arcology, when each colonist will give us a certain amount of money, and so you can actually make a profit off of this.
Make a profit out of sending people into space.
And remember that the launch arcology is part of the limited edition, so you need to pre-order either through Origin or through another retailer to get the launch arcology.
Nice.
It's awesome.
All right, we almost there. Well, you are running on.
Oh, yeah.
You
you
are
go.
running on, turtle speed there.
I mean, we want to run it slow so you can watch it in all its glory.
Yeah. Boom, bada boom, bada boom,
Click on it,
bada
you
boom,
can see
bada
it.
boom.
Anticipation.
Oh, here we go.
Ready?
Click off.
7, 3, 2,
2,
1.
There it goes.
Lift off. Nice. There it goes.
Past the mega tower. Where is it going?
Best of
Into
luck.
space.
Hopefully they won't encounter aliens.
Again, thanks everybody for watching. I want to thank Jason Aber coming in and answering some questions. Thank Team Tuna, Chris Schmidt and Ross Treyz, our balance designers. And we'll see you again really soon.